Hi everyone, this video is going to be an introduction and a full swatch and review of Tarte's new brand that's called Sugar Rush. So this is kind of a sister brand to Tarte. It is supposed to be an affordable version of the brand that is targeted more towards a younger audience. It is a cruelty-free brand also, where nothing in the line is over $30 and where the products are inspired by Gen Z. So in total, the entire brand right now has 17 products. That includes some more like skincare products, like a face wash and moisturizers. In this video, of course, we're going to focus on the makeup products in the brand. So you can go to Tarte's website and purchase these items currently. The Tarte website will have a tab at the top that says Sugar Rush. If you want to purchase through Ulta, you can do that also. As always, make sure you check the description box. I will link there for you, direct links to where you can find these online if you do wish to purchase. And remember to sign up for Ebates. I'll put a link in the description box too for that, so that if you do make any sort of online purchase at pretty much any store, you can get some cash back. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel by hitting that subscribe button. There are upcoming giveaways on this channel and on the Instagram page. Handle for that is also in the description box. It's Allura_beauty on Instagram, so make sure you're following. And finally, if you haven't seen the most recent video where I swatch Anastasia Beverly Hills' Riviera palette, that is a mind-blowing palette, so if you weren't interested, still go watch and see if the video changes your mind. All right, let's get diving into the new Sugar Rush products. Let's first take a look at the two cream blushes that are offered in the brand. These are called the Beach Cheeks Cream Blushes. They retail for $15 each and are available in two different shades at the moment. The description by Tarte says that these have a gel cream blush formula. You can use your fingers, a sponge, or a brush for a foolproof finish. They're supposed to give you a natural flush, and the formula contains shea butter, mango seed butter, and avocado oil. Interestingly, it also says that the box is made with soy ink to make it easily recyclable. So here's the packaging close up. I don't think you have to be Gen Z to really appreciate how cute and adorable this case is in the shape of a seashell. These do close with a clasp, and when you open them up, you get a mirror in the lid as well as the cheek product. This shade is called Beaches and Cream. Here's the packaging on the second compact. They are made of plastic, but they are kind of reflective. And this shade is called Ocean Girl. I'm going to go ahead and swatch these with my finger. We'll start with the shade Beaches and Cream. And this is it says peachy pink shade, but it's predominantly peach or coral. And then we'll go with Ocean Girl. And this is it says rosy pink shade. But again, I don't really see much pink in here. In fact, I'm going to go in with a second layer. This is more of a rosy nude or rosy caramel. Okay, so those are the initial heavy swatches. Let's go ahead and blend these out. So definitely Beaches and Cream seems to have better pigmentation. And I'm not just talking about the color, which obviously it's a kind of brighter shade, but in consistency is not as sheer as Ocean Girl. Ocean Girl is really, like, you can tell that the pigmentation is more translucent. It's not just the more nudie color. Okay, and like the description says, you're going to get more of a sheer showing here. That's what one layer looks like. Let's go ahead and add some more product on top and blend it out so that we can see how well it builds. So layering on top of Beaches and Cream. This layers pretty well here to give you a stronger pop of color. I'm sure you could use these on the lips too if you wanted. And then again with Ocean Girl. And the feel of it is very much like a gel-like cream. Oh, now that pinky shade is coming out a lot more when you build it up. Still pretty translucent in the color itself though. But I can see how this would just give you the most beautiful, super natural flush to your cheeks, especially if you're like really fair skinned. I think this would work really nicely. Okay, those are your two shades up close. Especially with Ocean Girl, that second shade, definitely not a product for you if you're looking for a stronger pop of color. But otherwise, these have a nice, very natural, very slight sheen finish to them. But otherwise, the product itself does not have any shimmer particles. Okay, let's move on to what's probably the most eye-catching and iconic part of this brand so far. This is the Sweet Slice Eye and Cheek Palette, and it retails for $25. So it is in the shape of a watermelon wedge. I would say it's a medium size to on the smaller size. In terms of the packaging, made of heavy cardboard, although the edge and the seeds for the rind and the seeds are raised and textured. Opens up with a magnetic closure, has a full-size mirror inside, and then you have your powder pans in there. The description by Tarte says that this is an all-in-one eye and cheek palette. Comes filled with juicy pink and neutral tones that you can use every day. So there are 7 freshly picked eyeshadows and 1 blush. The formula is supposed to be rich, creamy, and clay infused for longer wear. And again, the box is made with soy ink, so it's easily recyclable. I'm going to assume that all of the packaging in this collection has that feature, so you should assume that also unless I say otherwise. Okay, so here is what we get up close. I like that the names are printed on the palette itself underneath the corresponding pan. So I will swatch these left to right along this semicircle, and as always I swatch with a Sigma eyeshadow brush, and I will swatch these over eyeshadow primer, and then last I will move to swatching the blush with an angled powder brush by e.l.f. Alright, we're first going to swatch Just Chillin'. And this is a shimmering frosty white with a pink flash. Second is Picnic. And this is a slightly gold, so like a really pale shimmering gold that is kind of straw toned. Just Ripe is a matte peach. I think I forgot to show you me picking up Just Ripe, so let's start again. I'm picking up Sweet, and this is a metallic peach, but it has more of like a coppery peach tone to it. Fifth is Two Scoops, which is a matte medium neutral brown. Sixth is Flip Flops, and this is a kind of nudie, slightly peachy nude with a matte base but then has silver shimmer in it. And last for the shadows, number 7 is Juicy, which is a metallic maroon. Now this one has almost like a duochrome, has a very rich reddish flash and a slightly more browny orangey base. Okay, so those are your 7 eyeshadow shades. I'm not mad at this formula at all. They go on pretty well. They aren't super creamy or as creamy and effortless as a maybe more high-end shadow would be, but they definitely have good pigmentation, including with the mattes, and they go on pretty smoothly on the skin. And then we are going to swatch Slice Slice Baby, which is a really cute name. And this is another kind of nudie peach shade. It has more natural pigmentation with one layer here. I'm going in and applying a second layer. Color builds up nicely. Now there is gold shimmer in the pan. You get a very subtle golden sheen here. So less of a gold shimmer, less gold shimmer than I expected to get on the finish. But that builds up really nicely. That first layer wasn't super impressive, but I think this is a really beautiful shade now that we've applied a little more product. I think this would work with a lot of skin tones also. And just in case you want to use this as an eyeshadow, let's see how it swatches. Ooh, it's more corally. And that shimmer comes across more because we're applying it with a more densely packed brush too. Probably will fall off the lids more easily because the blush formula is not going to be as closely packed as the eyeshadow formula, but with a good primer you could probably work with it just as well. Alright, next is an eyeshadow palette. This is the Keep Calm Sunnies On eyeshadow palette for $25. So again, heavy cardboard, very cute floral with sunglasses packaging, magnetic closure with a good sized mirror inside, and then the eyeshadows. Again, you have the names of each shade on the packaging itself, which is great. And just like we did with the previous palette, we will swatch these left to right, top row to bottom row, with an eyeshadow brush over eyeshadow primer. For this, Tarte says, block the haters with this 8-shade eye and cheek palette you'll want to wear as often as your favorite pair of sunnies. I don't know if that's a typo because this is definitely listed as an eyeshadow palette. I don't think that it's supposed to have any sort of cheek shades. This formula is also supposed to be clay infused for longer wear, with flattering hues with matte and shimmer finishes, rich creamy wearable shades with pops of colors. So the first shade we'll swatch is Lemonade. You'd think by the name this would be a yellow color, but it's just a matte cream shade. I did it again. I swatched it already, but just like with the other ones, we're gonna swatch next Summer Love. And this is in the pan it looks like a super pale gold, but on the skin it's a very medium toned, still like a nudie metallic gold. Third is Spring Break. This is a soft matte yellow toned brown. Fourth is Pool Party. And this is a glittery kind of aqua teal with silver glitter. Fifth is Festival. And this is a metallic, more orange toned gold. Now this has larger flakes. I'm gonna go ahead and add a little more product. It's definitely the kind of shade that you want to use more of a patting motion with. You can see it builds up really nicely actually, but at the end of the day it's probably a shade that you want to apply with your finger or with a dampened brush, so we'll do that in just a second. Stunna is the next shade, and this is another metallic shade, very red, kind of red brown. I'm going to do a second layer. Again, it's kind of a stiffer formula, and you should use a patting motion if you're going to use a dry brush, or use a wet brush or your fingers. Seventh is Pool Hop, and this is a matte, very warm toned medium brown. And last is Retro, which is a matte, deep, slightly more ashy toned brown. Okay, here are your 8 shades from the palette applied with a dry brush. The mattes are really nice, good pigmentation, go on really smoothly. But then you had those 3 middle metallic shades. I didn't layer this teal aqua color, but it's a little less pigmented than you would hope out of the pan. In fact, let's go ahead and do a second layer of Pool Party, see how it builds up. Oh yeah, builds up really nicely there. Okay, so in the 3 middle metallic shades, those are with 2 layers, otherwise everything else has 1. Okay, let's see what different finishes we can get from those 3 metallic shades. So with my fingers, I'm swatching Pool Party. Still a little sheer on the pigmentation, but very smooth when you use your finger. Ooh, super smooth with Festival. And lastly, you have Stunna. Wow, those actually look super nice with finger swatches. Okay, now I'm using a dampened brush. Here's Pool Party. Ooh, no, no, no. Don't use this shade. Well, I don't know. Just probably use a patting motion with your fingers or build it up with a brush. Feel like the liquidy texture on this formula for the shade is gonna get away from you pretty quick if you try to use a foiling method. Okay, with a dampened brush, you have Festival. This is so curious. These shades act like I haven't really seen other shades act with a foil method. They're going very liquid and watercolor. I'm using the same amount of spray that I have in other videos when I foil eyeshadows. And lastly is Stunna. Yeah, so contrary to what I thought I would be saying, I'm gonna say pass on the foiling method with these metallic shadows. It's okay, they don't look super bad, but they don't look great. The finger swatches look far better, or just working with a dry brush and layering. Hopefully you can see the kind of unevenness with the foiling method and the smoothness with the finger swatches. And last up we have the Sugar Coat Velvet Liquid Lipsticks. These retail for $15 each. Tarte says, lips as comfortable as your favorite pair of sweats. This obsession-worthy liquid lipstick formula dries down to a plush, velvety matte, giving you blurred, flawless lips that won't crack or cake. They are supposed to give you full coverage color and feel like a balm. They have sunflower seed and rosehip oils to help smooth the appearance of lips, and a yummy vanilla scent. So the tubes have a soft rubberized feel to them, and the caps twist out, and you get a doe foot applicator that is slanted and curved too. So this is going to be the shade Cupcake, Cake Pop, Sprinkle, and Frosting. And we'll do lip swatches in a second too. So first we're swatching Cupcake. This is a mauve shade. That's what Sugar Rush says. I would say this is a really deep nude with a mauve tone to it. Cake Pop is a soft pink. Sprinkle is a berry. And Frosty is a rosy pink. It's pretty dusty. Rosy pink shade. Okay, here are the 4 shades up close. You definitely notice the vanilla scent too. So the liquid lipsticks have a very cool formula. They don't feel like any liquid lipstick that is traditional that you've probably tried. They definitely have a gel formula to them, and it's a thick layer of product. And I don't mean thick in a bad way. I mean that it's not a liquid, it's not that thin, dry, matte formula that most liquid lipsticks have. It is a noticeable layer of gel that's super nourishing, super soft, super comfortable, and super pleasant on the lips. Definitely something that will keep you hydrated. These are not going to dry your lips out. The colors aren't super opaque, so you might have to work a little bit to get a smooth layer of color. But other than that, I think these are fantastic in terms of redefining what a quote-unquote liquid lipstick is supposed to be. So overall, I think actually that this is a pretty cool new brand. I think it's typically very difficult for established brands to create a successful offshoot, but I think this one might be an exception. I think the most disappointing part of the collection is actually the eyeshadow palette, just because it is more difficult to work with those metallic shades. Not that they aren't workable, but everything else I think is pretty solid, including the watermelon palette, all of the liquid lipsticks, and the more natural cream gel blushes. So please let me know what your thoughts on this collection are. Leave me a comment in the comment section below. Have you tried any of these? Would you be interested in purchasing anything, even if you're out of the sort of targeted range, given that these products are lower in price and more affordable relative to what Tarte typically offers in their range? What do you think of the packaging, or any other thoughts that you have on the collection? I hope this video was enjoyable for you and helped you out. If you liked the video, please take 2 seconds to give it a thumbs up. As always, thank you so much for taking the time to watch, and I'll see you in the next video.